Thank you. Mom. Welcome. Thank you for being here. It's an honor to be here with so many beautiful faces. I'm going to talk for about 30 minutes about the beginnings of the Chicano theater with the Teatro Campesino, and then you're going to have a treat because you're going to see an acto performed by 3 different CSU students and professional actor Ruben Garfias. It's a fun show. So let's start. This is the title of this abbreviated lecture. What we were saying back then, and we're still saying now, we didn't cross the border crossed us. I wanted to illustrate the map of Mexico, and you see it here, and it goes all the way up there. So when they tell you to go back where you're from, if you are of Mexican descent, tell them, I'm here, sucker. I wanted to use the F word, but it's too early. I have different titles for what it is. You know, we started calling ourselves Chicanas, female, Chicanos, male, and then in came all kinds of different types of, you know, who are we? So I have Chicanx theater. Is not new. The Spanish missionaries brought theater with them. They brought plays to proselytize the Indians, the Native Americans that they hadn't yet killed, and teaching them about the Roman Catholic faith. Plays that were done were about the Christmas pageants, Los Pastores, or La Pastorela, the Shepherd's Play, and then Las Cuatro Apariciones de la Virgen de Guadalupe, or the 4 appearances of the Virgin de Guadalupe. And that play is now being done in LA in the coming weeks by the Latino Theater Company at the Cathedral downtown. If you want to see it, it's free. Thousands of people have seen this production over the years. Teatro Campesino started that tradition in San Juan Bautista, where they moved to in 1971 and involved the community, as does the Latino Theater Company with their production at the Cathedral. It's magnificent. Try to see it. It's folk theater because it was created by folk. The folk adapted. They adapted from the Spanish and did it sometimes in their own language. But basically, it's when a professional company does a folk play, it's no longer folk. When the Teatro Campesino hired a professional singer-actress to do it in San Juan, or when they hire professionals here, you know, I used to joke that it was no longer folk theater when you hire a professional virgin. That's supposed to be funny. I have a. Where's my audience? So the hell with you people, I'm going to talk to them. I'm joking. Okay, professional Spanish language was done basically in Mexico, and we had also from Texas, late 19th century into the early 20th century professional theater coming from Mexico. Sometimes they came from as far as Cuba, and they were performing in the barrios, the Spanish-speaking barrios, and that's why it wasn't covered by theater historians, because theater historians didn't know that there was a Spanish language theater. Pendejos. Okay, so in LA, we had professional theater in the 1920s, and we had carpas. The carpas were tent shows. These were people's theater. They would put together variedades, variety shows, and they sang songs, and they performed skits, which were the beginnings of what is called an acto. They were sometimes political, because the acto is always political. You'll see why. And the carpas were very important. The pelado is an important figure. Some people call a pelado a skin. How would you? Where are my Mexicans? Where's somebody who understands the term pelado? ¿Cómo se dice en inglés? How would you translate pelado? Naked. Well, not really. Well, pelado refers to me. I'm pelado, what can I tell you? But no, a lot of contemporary audiences know who Charlie Chaplin was. How many of you who are not born when that was happening? Charlie Chaplin is usually a tramp. Yeah, okay, so the little guy who gets out of trouble all the time, Cantinflas being, and you can see him on any YouTube or whatever in the movies. Mario Moreno, who created the character of Cantinflas, was the highest paid professional cinema actor in the world in his time. Cantinflas, he performed from 1930s to 1981, and he was one of many carperos. The person on the, over here, stage left, is Cantinflas. Who can tell me who this fellow is? I get all kinds of responses when I'm talking, and hasta los viejos no se acuerdan. I don't know. I don't know who he is. I'm Jose Luis. Ah, okay. Well, not that important. You can always look it on Wikipedia. This is a carpero, and I love this slide because what does it say to the observer? The man is, I call it, you know, the Mexican on a rope. And to me, it's a metaphor of all of us who are othered, trying to do our lives, trying to get through the day, and it's like walking a tightrope. And you don't have to be wearing a mariachi outfit or anything like that, but he's balancing, balance. Luis Valdez and I spoke here, I think a year and a half ago, and he's written a book that some of you hope, yes, question?
What you're showing us in this picture is like a surrealism type picture, like the Mexican on a tightrope. Like,
Can you be a little louder?
sorry. Sorry. I'm saying like this picture, it's hard to tell if he's tightroping above or lower. I mean, we can't tell, but there's always going to be a mystery behind it.
Can you hear him? How high, could he be this high off the ground? We can't tell. This is wonderful. You're studying photography because what's on the other side? Where is this man coming from? Is he going that way and what's over there? Is he going that way and what's over there? That's our lives. And your young lives, you're still not necessarily certain where you're going on the tightrope, but it's important to know that it's a tightrope and it's going to be tough, but you can make it. They were very, very popular. The Mime Troupe, San Francisco Mime Troupe, was a Marxist collective founded in 1965, and this is an example of their type of theater, which we call rascuachi. And for those of you who don't understand the term rascuachi or rascuache, it means the underdog. A pelado is rascuachi. If you drive through a barrio and there's a car on blocks in the front yard, that's rascuachi, okay? But it's fun. It's fun, it's funny. They used the puppets up there. It was street theater in the parks, and Luis Valdez went to work with the Mime Troupe. He graduated from San Jose State College, as it was called back then, in 1964, 65. And he goes to Delano, where he was born, after he worked with Ron Davis and the Mime Troupe, learning the techniques of Commedia dell'arte, which we will see. He works with the Mime Troupe. He begins to work with Cesar Chavez and Dolores Huerta, no relation, and striking farm workers in Delano. Luis started as a farm worker at the age of 3 in the San Joaquin Valley. So when he goes to Delano and says, we want to start a teatro, they do. He gathers people in a room, and the teatro cambia, and the acto is born. There are 5 goals to the acto, and it's the same thing for any political theater. 1, inspire the audience to social action. You're going to see that in the acto. Illuminate specific points about social concerns or problems. You're going to see that. Satirize the opposition. Satire is an interesting form of comedy because satire is making fun of people in power. Saturday Night Live has a ball with satire, whether it's a Republican president or a Democratic president, they make fun of them because those people are in power. But satire is very, very funny, especially because there's physicality in satire. You show or hint at a solution. Show or hint at a solution, and you'll see that in the acto. Express what people are thinking. So all of these concerns are very, very important when we think of the acto. This is Luis on the left, There's the Don Taco, and Luis is holding the pig face mask, and over here is Don Coyote, the farm labor contractor, the enemy of the farm worker. There are conventions. In film, a convention in film is the close-up. We can't do a close-up on stage. The conventions of the acto, number one, there's no fourth wall, meaning this is not, there's no curtain here. In realism, you have an imaginary, a transparent fourth wall. The actors, the characters on stage do not talk to you. You're assuming that this is really happening. They're doing it as if it's a real situation. They hear you. They certainly hear you, especially if they're doing a comedy, because they've got to stop when people laugh. So no fourth wall is very, and you'll see it, very important. Farce, exaggerations. Farce is a very physical humor. When somebody slips on a banana peel, would you laugh? Yeah. If I slipped on a banana peel, would you laugh? That's called, we're going to have questions after the acto, forgive me, we'll have plenty of time. That's elder abuse, what you're doing. Not you, saying that you would laugh. Okay, if you're, you know, grandparents are funny people. I know a few. I don't like them. I'm joking. I am a grandfather. I should be a great-grandfather. Okay, so now, farce. An example of farce is the slapstick. It's physicality. Cartoons are full of farce. Farce, I think the best example of farce is the fall. And if we know that the person didn't hurt themselves, we can laugh. If we know that the person hurt themselves, you get up and help the person get up. The fart is a very good example of farce. Farce, fart. Now, usually when I use the term fart, people laugh. So I guess none of you have digestive systems. Who has not laughed when somebody farts in the room? Please. Whether it's grandpa or a dog, you're going to laugh. You're going to laugh at the fart. So think of farce, think of slap, think of falling without hurting somebody. That is farce. And it's a mixture. The acto is a mixture of all of these conventions. Exaggerations, which you will see, are very important. Masks are crucial, and we'll see that in the acto that you're going to see. Signs around the characters' names are crucial. When Valdez got to Delano, went home to Delano to see what the campesinos were doing, he knew that many of them were not even literate. They were mostly Mexicanos, Mexicanas, Filipinos, and a few others. But there was this language barrier, so they would have signs, and you'll see the sign indicating who that person is. What do you think I would have as a sign around my neck? What do I represent to you besides farts? He introduced me. You now know who I am. What would it be? What did I do for a living? I'm looking at you. Okay, you didn't hear that, Professor. Do you know what I did for a living? Por favor. Professor. So I guess I'm going to have to wear a professor sign every time I go lecture so you'll know who I am. Nobody listens to introductions. You can find me on Wikipedia. If you use artificial intelligence, I don't know which site my great-nephew showed me. I said, look up my name. And he plugged in my name on my Mac, and up came Jorge Huerta, born in 1492. No, it was really, hold your breath. It was 1942, but dyslexic. IA, artificial intelligence is neither. I mean, so it tells you when I was born, where I went to school. He published this book, he directed that play. In 1970, he got his PhD. 74, went on and to teach at UCSD, wrote such and such a book, directed these plays, and in 1985, he died. He went on to write plays. I wish I knew what platform that was. But you can't trust technology. I didn't die. I'm still here. Some people wish I had died, but I didn't. I did not die. Okay, so Signs are very important. Stereotypes. In the Commedia dell'arte, there was always a stereotype of el professore. El professore, and he wore like a graduation gown, you know, and he was an idiot. The old man, the pelado, all of these stereotypes. We have been stereotyped to the nth degree by the media and by theater. So that's what we're talking about, a response to how we have been represented. Clear, after the stereotypes, there's got to be a clear distinction between good and evil characters. Very, very important, because it's all about good, the farm worker, versus evil, the grower, and the grower's henchman. Valdez talks about the danger in going to the fields, and you can't get on the fields because it's private property, but they would be on the edge of the fields. Their stage was a flatbed truck. Their lighting was portable flashlights and or headlights if they were not on the truck. And they would tell the campesinos, sálguense de los files, get out of the fields, join the strike. And it was very complicated because to this day, families don't all think the same. And there were people, Valdez says it, I had relatives who were scabs, people who were breaking the strike by crossing the picket line and going to work because they had a family to feed. And so the problem is always going to be, how do I persuade people what I'm saying is right? How do I dramatize a situation? I'm giving you a lecture, but the teatro must give you a dramatized situation, not a dramatized lecture, but something about the situation at hand. Clear distinction between good and evil. And allegorical figures. There's another acto that the teatro created early, and it's called La Quinta Temporada, the fifth season, and it's about the strike, and the seasons are represented by farm workers with fake dollar bills pasted to their backs. So when the patron says, "Summer, get in here," on walks, they had a carpa, they would hide behind a very, very, very rasquachi backdrop. And in walks, "I am Summer." And his back is covered with dollars, paper dollars. Behind him is the campesino picking the dollars, putting them in his back pocket. Behind the campesino is the patron taking dollars out of the farm worker's back pockets and putting them in his. And behind the patron is who? Who makes the money? Who? It's called el patrón, which means the boss. Agriculture is one of the main sources of income in the state of California. We're the nation's breadbasket, and this union is trying to show people hasta tal fecha, to this day, that we need a union. They need a union. They need to be able to have decent housing, et cetera, et cetera. So at the end of the season, summer passes, and the campesino reaches for the money in his back pocket. It's not there. The coyote gets the money, and he counts his. And over here is the farm owner or the patron, and he's counting big wads of money. And the allegorical figures are the seasons. Summer. An allegory is an idea in costume. If you think of the 7 deadly sins, which I assume some of you may know, give me one. Give me one deadly sin. I can't hear you. Lust. We love that one. What's another one? Pride, etc. Okay, etc., etc., etc. All you have to do is look at a certain orange face's biography, and he fits every single one of those 7 deadly sins. The church also added, and this is true, another 7, the most important to me, which is it's like unholy wealth. There's a whole lot of people that have the money, and we do not. So these are the things, these are the situations that create the need for an acto. When the Teatro Campesino started to tour, this has a pointer, but it doesn't read. This is the United States of America. Over here is Delano, okay? So the teatro performs for the farm workers, and then they get invited to Stanford University to perform for the university students, or the university audience. So then they go to Stanford. And then they get invited to get to Los Angeles, to Fresno, you name it, all across the country. Chicano theaters were being created in the wake of Teatro Campesinos Actos, talking about good versus evil and bringing the lives of the people in the audience to life. We had teatros all over Texas, New Mexico, Arizona, and to this day we now have 125 teatros that have been documented, theater companies in this country performing in their communities. They're everywhere. A lot of the teatros will perform the pastorela or those pastores, the Christmas plays, or the appearances of the Virgin. Very, very popular, of course, in Roman Catholic churches and barrios and other churches as well. So theater has been a very important educational tool. Okay, Doug, how many more minutes do I have? 10. Okay, I need 2 volunteers. This is to come up on stage. There's a staircase over here. I have one more, okay, 2 very brave souls. Actos are created through improvisation, meaning I'm going to demonstrate an example of how to display the difference between good and evil. Hold on. This is about the conflict in our own heads about what do I do. Now I want you to give me, he's going to do something, I'm going to play the main character, of course. I gotcha, they're finally laughing. Okay, now, one is a good angel and is always on the left. Okay, you're the good angel, give me an angel. This angel needs orthopedic surgery. Give me some wings, silly. Oh yeah, perfect. I did this at UC Santa, you can relax. I did this at UC Santa Barbara, and the student playing the first angel goes like this. No, it's gotta be like this, it's gotta be funny. Give me some wings. No, I don't want, that's pretty. No, make it silly. Do what he does. Better. Okay, hold on, okay. Now, from the audience, this man has to do something, he has to make a decision that could be bad, right? And the good angel is telling me not to do it. We all have those angels on our shoulders, and the bad angel is telling me to do it. So the bad angel is the one who instigates this conflict for this man. What does somebody in the audience think I am being tempted to do? Temptation, yes? Gambling. To gamble. Another. To kill myself? I'm rehearsing that one, okay? But try again. I'm not going to kill myself. Ooh. What sin is that? Okay, the good one. Okay, so I'm at a party, and it's not an old people's party. There are some beautiful young women at this party. It's a quinceañera. Mm-hmm. So great-grandpa is sitting in his chair. I don't have a chair to sit in. This bad angel is going to tempt me to try to do something physical with this innocent young beauty. Do it. Talk to me. The angel has a voice, okay? And the angels, what does the angel say to me, you, that gave us the lust? What does he say? How does he try to persuade this guy to try to... Okay, you heard it? Mm-hmm. The wings, when you doing? Okay. Oh, look at her. Talk to me. Tell me to do that. Did you hear what the young lady said?
Yeah.
Tell me.
Okay. See the girl, just go for it.
Yeah?
Just do it.
Wow. And the good angel says,
Hey man, you don't need to do that. You see? She's beautiful.
yeah,
Treat her respect.
respect, y tú?
Treat her some respect.
These angels are not very persuasive. You will not be giving the graduation speech, nor will you. Give me some life. We don't have much time. I want you to play with it, play an exaggeration, and okay, play the demon.
Okay. I'll try. Okay. You see that wonderful woman? She's like a rose. You can feel it, and you can grab it without any.
My son, you don't need to do this. Look at her. She's beautiful. She's innocent.
Oh,
And also, she's kind.
You're fighting-
Treat her
you're-
some respect.
But don't let the angel fool you.
Don't let him do this to you. Don't
Do
let
it,
him do
man.
this to
Do
you,
it.
man.
okay,
There
so.
no-
Thank you, gentlemen. You're wonderful angels.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so that's the idea of good versus evil. And we are living in a time, and we'll talk after the acto, which you're going to see, we'll have a talk back. So more questions, love questions. Think about it, think about the acto, and I'm going to find my way down there. No. You need it?
Oh, buenos dias. This is the ranch of my Patroncito, and I come here to prune grapevines. My patron bring me all the way from Mexico, here to California, the land of sun and money. More sun than money. Well, I better get to jalar, because my patron, he don't like me talking to strangers. Uy, here he comes in his big car. I better get to work.
Nobody, and I mean nobody, tells me how to run my business. And why? Huh, simple, because it's my business. Oh, come on, slowpokes. United Farm Workers Union can kiss my big, black, beautiful, shiny Lincoln Continental behind. Woo! What a beautiful morning. Perfect day to look for some scat. Good morning, boy.
Oh, buenos dias, Patroncito.
Ah, you're working hard, boy?
Oh, sí, patron, muy hard.
Oh, well, you can work harder than that, boy. Harder.
Ah, it's so hard, patron. Oh.
Come on. How come you're cutting all the wires instead of the vines, boy? Look, let me show you something. Cut this vine right here. Now, this one. Now, this one. Now, this one. Ain't you scared of me, boy? Huh, boy? What, boy? Well, you don't have to be scared of me. Now, I love my Mexicans. Well, you one of them new ones, huh? Coming from,
Mexico, señor.
Mexico. Hey, now did you love that truck ride, boy? What?
I loved it, señor.
Of course you did. All my Mexicans love riding in trucks. Yep. Why, just the sight of them barreling down the freeway make my heart feel good. Yeah. Yep. Hands on their sombreros, hair flying in the wind, bouncing along, happy as babies. Yes, sirree. I sure love my Mexicans.
Oh, patron.
Yeah, I love them about 10 feet away from me. Why, there ain't another grower in this whole damn valley treats you like I do. No, some growers, they got Filipinos, others, they got Arabs. Me? I prefer Mexicans. That's why I come down here to visit you here in the field. I'm an important man, boy. Yeah. Bank of America, University of California, Safeway stores. I got a hand in all of them. Yeah. Oh, but look, I don't even have my shoes shined.
Oh, I'll shine your shoes, patron.
Oh, yeah, no, never mind. Yeah, no, get back to work. Up, boy. Up, I said. Come on, stop it. Stop it. Hey, you. Charlie. No, boy. It's okay. This is one of my Mexicans. He's only trying to shine my shoes.
You sure, boss?
Of course. Now, you go back to the road and you watch for union organizers.
Okay, boss.
All right. Attaboy, Charlie. Good boy, Charlie. No, Charlie, not to the left. Not to the left.
Okay,
Go
boss.
right. Always right. Oh, I'm sorry. You scared of him, boy? Well, let me tell you, you don't have to be afraid of him just as long as you are with me. Comprende? Yeah, I got him along just to keep an eye on them, Huelguistas. You ever heard of them, son? You ever heard of Huelga or Cesar Chavez?
Oh, sí, patron.
What?
Oh, no, patron. Es comunista. Y la huelga es puro pedo. Bola de colorados. ¡Arrastrados! ¡Mendigos huevones!
That's it, son! Yes,
¡Chicos comunistas! ¡Desgraciados! ¡Mendigos huevones!
Atta boy! Good boy! Good boy! Come here, boy. Come on, boy. Wait a minute. Atta baby. You're okay, Pancho.
Pedro.
Yeah, of course you are. Hell, you got it good here.
Me?
Damn right. Well, you sure as hell ain't got my problems, I'll tell you that. Taxes, insurance, and supporting all these bums on welfare. Why, you don't got to worry about none of that. Like housing. Don't I let you live in my labor camp? Huh? Nice, rent-free cabin, air-conditioned.
Sí, señor, pero ayer se cayó la puerta.
Oh, whoa. What was that? English.
Yesterday, señor, the door fell down.
Okay.
Y rats también. Y los excusados, the toilets. Ay, señor Fucci.
All right, so you gotta rough it a little. I do that every time I go hunting in those mountains. Well, it's almost like camping out, boy. A free vacation.
Vacation.
Free?
Qué bueno. Thank you, patron.
Oh, don't mention it. So, what do you pay for housing, boy?
Nothing.
Nothing. Right. Now, what about the transportation? Don't I let you ride free in my trucks to and from the fields?
Oh, sí, señor.
And what do you pay for transportation, boy?
Nothing.
Nothing. Right. Now, what about food? What do you eat, boy?
Tortillas y frijoles con chile.
Beans and tortillas. Now, what's beans and tortillas cost, boy?
Nothing.
Okay, so what you got to complain about?
Nothing?
Exactly. You got it good. Now, look at me. Oh, boy. They say that I'm greedy, that I'm rich. Well, let me tell you, boy, I got problems. No free housing for me, Pancho.
Pedro.
No, sir. Whatever. I got to pay for what I got. Now, you see that car? Now, how much do you think a Lincoln Continental like that costs? I mean, cash. Yep, $12,000. You ever write a check out for $12,000? $300,000, boy?
No, senor.
Well, let me tell you, it hurts. Oh, yeah, and what for? I don't need a car like that. I can just throw it away.
Oh, I'll take it, patron.
Get your greasy hands off of it. That's right. Now, let's talk about my housing. No free air-conditioned mountain cabin for me, no. Come here. You see that LBJ ranch-style house up there? Huh? Now, how much you think a house like that cost together with the hill, which I built? Yep, $350,000.
Whew, that's a lot of frijoles, patron.
Oh, you're telling me. Woo-wee! And look at that, boy, huh? You see her, huh? Coming out of the house, onto the patio, out by the pool, yeah. The blonde in the mink bikini.
What bikini?
Yeah, it's small, but it's there. I don't know. It only cost me $5,000. Oh, and every weekend she wants to take trips. Trips to LA, San Francisco, Chicago, New York. Woo, that woman hurts. It all costs money. See, you don't have problems like that, muchacho. That's why you're so lucky. Me, all I got, the woman, the house, the hill, the land. And these commie bastards, they say that I don't know what hard work is, that I exploit my workers. But look at all them vines, boy. Who the hell do they think planted all them vines with his own bare hands? Well, I'll get you right now. Working from sunup to sunset. Oh, hold on a second. Shoving them vine shoots into the ground. Hold on a second. With blood pouring out of his fingernails. Working in the heat and the frost and the fog and the sleet. Yeah, boy.
You, patron! You!
No, boy, my grandfather did. Oh. He worked his ass off out here, but I inherited, and it's all mine.
You sure work hard, boss.
Woo-wee! Juan,
Pedro.
whatever. I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. You know, sometimes I sit up there in my office and I think to myself, oh, I wish I was a Mexican.
You?
Yeah. Oh, just one of my own boys. You know, riding in them trucks, hair flying in the wind, feeling all that freedom, coming out of the fields, working under the green vines, smoking a cigarette. Woo! My hands in the cool, soft earth underneath the blue skies with the white clouds drifting by, looking at those mountains and listening to the birdies sing.
Oh, I got it good.
What you want a union for, boy?
I don't want no union, patron.
What you want more money for?
I don't want. Hey, I want more money.
Shut up! Do you want my problems? Is that it? After all I explained to you? Listen to me, son. Oh, if I had the power. Boy, if I had the power. Wait a minute. I got the power. Boy,
I didn't do, patron.
how would you like to be a rancher for a day?
Who, me? No, patron, I can't.
Yeah. Shut up. Give me that.
No, por favor. Patroncito, come on. Oh, no, patroncito. Patron. Oh, Cito.
Now, take the cigar. Steady, boy, steady. Now, look tough. Yeah, act like you're the boss.
Sí, señor.
Oh, come on, boy. Head up, chin out, look tough, look mean. Act like you can walk into the governor's office and tell him off. Now look here, Ronnie. Okay, that's good, yeah, but still not good enough. Let's see. Huh. Oh, take my coat.
Oh, no, patron.
Oh, take it.
No, señor.
Come on.
Chale.
Hey, go. Woo! Hey. Olay! Okay, now, let's take a look at you. Now, still missing something. Now, still needs something.
Maybe a new pair of pants.
Whoa, whoop, whoop. Wait a minute.
No, patron, not that. Oh, oh no. Patron, you look like me.
You mean I look like a Mexican?
Oh, sí, señor.
I'm gonna be one of my own boys. Oh, that's good. That's great.
Shut up and get to work, boy!
Now that's more like it.
I said get to work!
Hey, what'd you do that for?
Cause I felt like it, boy. You hear me, boy? I like your name, boy. I think I'll call you boy. Boy.
Hey, you're learning fast, boy.
I said shut up!
What an actor, huh? Yeah. Hey, hey, hey.
Come here, boy.
Sí, señor. I think.
I don't pay you to think, son. I pay you to work.
Okay.
Now you see that LB, not that LB, that car right over there?
Uh-huh.
It's mine.
Yeah, but that's my Lincoln.
Oh, you're acting. Sure.
And you see that LBJ style house?
Uh-huh.
With the ranch
Yeah.
and the hill?
Yeah.
That's mine too.
That's my house.
Well, tough luck, son.
What a joker.
Respect, boy. You see her? Coming out of my house,
Yeah.
onto my patio, by my pool, the blonde in the bikini. Well, she's mine.
Whoa! But that's my wife.
Well, tough luck, son. You see this land? All these lands, they're mine!
Wait just a damn minute. The land, the car, the house, the hill, and the cherry on top too? You're crazy. Where am I gonna live?
Oh, I got a nice air-conditioned cabin by the labor camps. Free housing, free transportation.
No, you're crazy. You're nuts. I can't live in those shacks. Wow, they got rats and cockroaches and those trucks. They're unsafe. No, you want me to get killed?
Then buy a car.
With what? How much you pay me here anyway?
85 cents an hour.
I was paying you $1.25.
I got problems, boy. Go on welfare.
Oh no, this is too much. You have gone too far, boy. You better give me back my things. Whoop. That damn Cesar Chavez is right. You can't do this work for less than $2 an hour. No, boy, I think we played enough. You better best give me back my things.
Get your hands off me, Spit.
Now, listen here, boy.
Get away from me, Greaseball. Charlie!
Now, listen, Charlie.
Out of my way, Mix. Yeah, boss.
Hey! This Union Cubby bastard is giving me trouble. While he tried to steal my car, my land, my ranch. Even tried to rape my wife.
You touched a white woman, boy.
Charlie, you idiot. It's me, your boss.
Shut up, boy.
Charlie, it's me.
I'm gonna whoop you, good
No,
boy.
Charlie, no, stop. No, Charlie.
To the left, Charlie. This up to the left.
Stop. Excuse me. Shoot. Wow. Stop. Stop. How many of you guys support the farm workers? Raise your hand.
So much for the patron. I got his house, his land, and his car. But I'm not going to keep them. He can have them, but I'm taking the cigar. Ahí los guacho.
Thank you.
And along with Dr. Jorge Huerta, we have, first of all, Ruben Garfias, who is my buddy and creator, co-creator. We've done work for over 40 years together. It's so great to have you here at Cal State Northridge. We have Juan Sanchez. Juan Sanchez, who is a graduating senior in the theater department, and Daniel Morgan Martinez, who is a first-time freshman in the theater department.
Okay, before we start answering questions, which is always the best part, how much time do we have?
We got a good 15 minutes.
15 minutes. He doesn't know who I am. All right, questions. Except I do have to tell you that this was delightful. I got to see the rehearsal on Saturday. They rehearsed again on Sunday. They've been working on this and doing such a wonderful job. The man playing the patron is a professional actor, Ruben Garfias, of many, many years, and he's so generous to have done this with these students who gave him, they gave him his, what is the word? They put him to work. And it's a wonderful experience for them to work with a professional. Okay, so all of 15 minutes. Somebody had a question? Use the mic.
All right, Daniel, what happened to your glasses?
Oh, they're right here. And to anyone that I fell on, I am so sorry. I can't see in these. But yes, they're right here.
He had a good time. Over there, we have another question. Can you pass the mic? Just pass it with the people. Yeah. Do stand, please.
Okay, just give me a second. Okay, so what does the mask of the pig represent as?
Corporate greed.
Oh,
Where
okay.
there's never enough. It's always too much. It's always too much. It's always too much. And there's no bottom.
Okay.
It's avarice. It's greed. It's sloth. It's exploitation. It's taking advantage of people. It's, what did Orwell say? All pigs are equal, but some pigs are more equal than others. That's what this is.
Okay, and
The sad news is that these conditions still exist. The union is still fighting for survival. One more from you, and then other people.
And like, okay, even I seen like pigs in cartoons, like even they had different perception, of course, and I believe there's like no ever change. I mean, there's no difference behind it. I mean, all I'm saying that it's just there are always going to be something propaganda and cartoons describe it. Yeah.
If you could place yourselves as farm workers, some recently arrived from Mexico or Filipinos with very little pay, no bathrooms in the fields, no breaks, hard back-breaking work, no union to protect them. What is what is this? The answer is huelga, and the audience got involved. To your credit, you got them to say huelga. We still need huelgas, Next.
My question was more for the two students. For those of you both of you who participated in this piece, what was your knowledge prior to performing this piece about Teatro Rascuachi, Teatro Campesino, And now that you've gone through this experience, what has it been like? How has it changed your mindset?
Well, for me, I didn't really know a lot. I mean, I've been doing theater for I think 2 years, but voice acting for like 4. But I'm not really like much in know of history, so a lot of things I had to learn from Ruben and Doug. So they were very helpful in helping me set the stage. You know, because I didn't know a lot about the political climate back then, but they really helped me get into it. And with that, I think I've very much improved my acting. I think I now want to learn more about every history of everything I act in. So yeah.
I mean, as actors, before we take on a role, we have to, like research it extensively. And beforehand, I knew nothing really of what was going on. But when I was like reading articles, reading websites, I just found out how bad the work conditions were. And this play, it's really exaggerated in a lot of ways. But I'm sure you all saw that one scene where the Patroncito, he passed gas in the farm worker's face. And I just, when you think about it on a deeper level, that's just so degrading. And that's similar to what they would experience. It's just so degrading, and it just really made me sympathize with farm workers union.
Thank you.
I just want to congratulate both of the students. You guys did a wonderful job. Your performance was excellent.
Thank you.
Okay. Any other questions or comments? We've got one over there.
How do you think reactions to this would vary based on where it's performed?
I couldn't hear you. When you're
How do you think reactions to this would vary based on where it's performed?
What is she saying?
Well,
I can't.
How do you think reactions would vary if you performed this in different areas?
Well, in its day, the only people who got to see an acto like this or any of the teatros doing their actos were students, fellow students, usually MECHA, students organization on campuses, Chicano student organizations. If they performed at union halls, it was mainly preaching to the choir. But what Valdez said about comedy is we have to laugh in the face of the tragic situation in which we find ourselves, where they were often threatened by the goons that this one represents, aiming their shotguns at the farm workers outside. Esquirol is a scab, and a scab is somebody who crosses the picket line. And it was dangerous because people in Valdez's family, in Delano, were crossing the picket line. So here they were talking to themselves, they were talking to other people. What happened when they performed at Stanford and the other universities, including UC Santa Barbara, is they got the audiences to remember one of the things about the actos, the 5 conventions of the actos, is to get people thinking. Show or hint at a solution is the most difficult one, because solutions are hard. But for the farm workers, it was to join the union, which meant no pay, striking every day, a very, very, very busy schedule. And when they performed at universities, they got people and other places in the audience to donate money to the farm workers' cause. And then when the campesino moved on, they would also pass the hat around. So the audiences were generally, you'd never do this at the Republican National Convention. They would deport you before they let you into the auditorium. So there goes that. Another question?
I would take it. You gotta take it. I mean, look, man, you gotta love your audience enough and respect your audience enough that you could take this anywhere and it can stand on its own merit. Would you like it? That's not my concern. That's not my concern at all. That's the least of my worries. My concern is, did you get something from it? Did it strike a conversation? Is this something that's going to piss you off, make you think, do some homework, maybe a little empathy, maybe a little bit more understanding of what people that are under the radar, what they go through on a daily basis, and how they get farted in their face as a matter of course. If we can do that, the actors have done their job, which is, you know, theater is kind of elitist, right? We go to the theater. This one, the theater went to the people who probably, for the most part, are illiterate, have a very limited education, have a very small understanding of theater. But put them in front of the cartoons, just like you. You watch cartoons, what they're saying is beyond what you see. To animate is to bring life to an idea, right? And that's what we're trying to do. Bring life to an idea, and all you can do is share it. In sharing it, you contribute. In contributing it, what do we do today? You brought people together, right? Hopefully you create some dialogue. Hopefully it makes you do some homework. Hopefully it makes you understand, hey man, half of the world's population lives on less than $2 a day today. So if this can make you think about that, maybe we can learn a little bit more about ourselves. And that's basically the object of getting up on a bare stage. Very simple, very humble, willing to do the most dangerous things and say the most dangerous things in the safest space possible. Isn't that what higher learning is about?
Yeah, thank you. There's another question over here. Where?
So what I noticed is like the pig mask is the allegorical figure in this. It represents like the 7 sins. And I kind of noticed like, if you look at it, neither Patroncito or Esquirol are bad in a sense, because there's that saying where it's like, you're not born with it, you're taught it. I feel like that could apply to this as well. And I feel like that transfer of the mask and that sort of change represents it. And I also feel like Patroncito and Esquirol represent like the bad side to capitalism, especially in like the 60s, where there was that American dream that lured a lot of like immigrants to America. And I wanted to ask, like, what did Rena Fuzz or what did Charlie represent in this play?
Oh, that's a good question, and thank you for that. I didn't really think of it that way before. Rentafuzz, I think, is just kind of just showing how bad things were, really, because he was like, as soon as he got up on stage, he wanted to hit the farm worker without really even knowing what was going on. So I just think it's just showing how extreme and how brutal things were.
He's representing the system. He's representing the people that I said to you, the Teamsters would send people, men with rifles, to try to get them out, get the farm workers' theater away from the farm. But they were on public land, so they couldn't get them away, but they would threaten them. It was very, very scary, as I said earlier. There's another question?
Yeah, so would Charlie kind of like represent the government in a sense? Because he sort of just went with whoever had the money at the time.
Well, you know what mercenaries is? Mercenaries don't take sides. There's no loyalty. There's no flag. Show me the green. That's their flag. That's their loyalty. You show me, I don't make this thing. Who's actually got a king? That guy? Fine. That girl? I don't give a shit. You're going to pay me? I do my job. That's what it comes down to, man. And we see that every single day. You can't miss it if you watch the news.
You have to think of metaphors, you know. Good theater provides you, as Ruben is saying, with questions. One of the goals of the acto is to show or hint at a solution. And what I said earlier is the solution, which is not easy, is for the people that are crossing the line to join the unions to get out. And we were also boycotting Safeway, which comes up here. And Safeway was a major supermarket chain. And we were boycotting grapes, we were boycotting lettuce, anything that the farm workers were picking. And so the students and others would go and march in front of a Safeway and say, don't go in there, boycott lettuce. And they do that even in the university cafeterias, boycott anything that was in the cafeteria being sold that was non-union. Students were very, very active. Historically, students, do a lot of agitating. And then they get out of college and then they forget. People have said to me over the years, what happened to the early teatristas, the early people doing teatro? And I said, they got married. They had children. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Dr. Huerta, for coming to speak with us. I'm honored to be here and be in the same space as you. To the actors, wonderful job. Students, so you were saying that I consider myself an earlier teatrista, and I'm not married, and I'm still trying to make teatro happen here at Cal State University Northridge. I'm actually, my colega here, Juana, she's also a teatrista, and she didn't mention that. But what I wanted to say is that on my way here, literally, I was talking with a colega about getting a street performance workshop happening here at CSUN. I have, over the years, since the early 90s, been part of Teatro Aslan, the Cal State Northridge. And so we come and go because it's hard to keep students involved. So this is a call for the students here who are interested in bringing the teatro on stage to the streets, and more than ever now because of the political environment and situation, although doing it on stage is extremely important as well. We need to get out there on the streets. And again, we were just talking about that, a friend and I, that we need to start being part of the marches and protests that are happening already. So if you're interested in being part of Teatro Aslan, the Cal State Northridge, I'll be outside for a few minutes after this event, I don't know. And let's talk and get it going. Muchas gracias to everyone on the stage.
Thank you. So one of the most important things that just happened, first of all, Teatro Aslan was one of the teatros early on from Northridge, and they were very, very wonderful, had wonderful music. A woman is representing Teatro Aslan. The early Chicano theater movement was very, very macho. It was very totally, sexist, homophobic, lots of things, that they had to grow into. The early teatros were mainly men because the Teatro Campesino could not get a farm worker's daughter to tour with them, con los payasos. You're going to go nowhere with those clowns. I don't care where you're going. You're going to get in a van with those clowns. No, and that's what they called them early on, the early campesino, que eran payasos, clowns. And they were, and they are, as you saw. But there's a lot to learn from clowns. But most importantly, I want to point out that we have now many, many Latinas. It's no longer a Chicano theater movement. It is totally Latinx or Latinx, however you want to put it. Teatros that came to this festival at downtown LATC were from all over our country, Puerto Rico and Mexico, and many women were very, very prominent in the discussions as directors, as playwrights, that we didn't have early on. Okay, so is that the end? I think we've reached the end. Thank you. Thank